everybody, and welcome to Wine Library TV. I'm your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this is the Thunder Show, aka WLTV, the loudest wine show on the internet. And I've got to say it right off the bat, it's not because the Jets lost, because I still wear my green colors proud, but we're doing the bucket thing. People are starting to send the buckets in, and I thought this was a real good one. Tom, excellent. And the fact that it was filled with Big League Chew, by the way, I've swallowed 9 pieces of gum today, Mr. Mott. I've swallowed every single piece of gum I've ever consumed in the last 20 years or so. So I've got an issue. I apologize to my mom, and now let's move on. So I've got a lot of things to talk about today. Let's talk about right off the bat, Vaniac 2007 Napa Valley Cabernet. You will notice on the left here, underneath my friend up, which by the way, if you've not friended me up in all of those things, all of them, I'm quite sad. But below that, you will see a link for Vaniac Cab 2007, and you'll see a lot of information there, including a link to an email, a gentleman you're going to get to know very well, where his name is Stuart Ake, and he's really organizing a lot of things on the crush pad side. Now, he's mentioned to me starting September 29th, he's going to, from 2 to 4:30 p.m., Pacific Standard Time, there we go, 2 to 4:30 on Saturday, starting on the 29th of September, inviting Vaniacs to come and kind of work through the crush. This is not the artificial grapes, but checking out, doing a little behind the scenes on what goes on there. So if you'd like that, you can hit him up on the email. Please hit that link, read. That's where a lot of the details and updates are at this point. Updating along, the grapes are doing fine. We still don't have dates for crush, but Stuart may have that information even now. So your questions can definitely be pointed towards Stuart, again, with that link. Now, also, another question area, because we need to organize this, because there's plenty of chaos. People are getting their panties in a bunch, and I don't want to do that. So what we've done with the forum, Mott hooked it up, link, hook me up with the link. We now have a separate section in the forums for the Vaniac Cab. This way, you can ask your questions in there. I'll try to spend some time, answer. I'll make sure my team's doing that. I'll make sure the crush pad people are. I'm whistling. That's interesting. We will answer all your questions with the cab. Again, all the details over here. You can go to the forum. We're trying to keep you informed. And I have one more announcement that I think you're going to enjoy. We mentioned that the top 5 buyers of the cab would be able to come out to California and blend with me, the final blend of the wine. Well, I've decided to do something else in true Vaniac fashion. You know, I don't want to make this a dollars and cents thing, so I'm going to make the crew that blends the final wine 10 people. Those 5, because they deserve it, but 5 random drawings are we going to do, and we're going to pay for your flight out to California too. We'll pay for the other 5 people too. Let's get real Christmas now. We're going to pay for your flight out. So 5 lucky people. We're going to figure out random games as this goes along. And that will be fun. Makes you tune back in and see if you want a free trip to California and blend with me. And again, that's in late 2008. So we're a little ways away from that. So you don't have to worry about that. It might even be 2009. So that's the news on the Vaniac Cab front. We're still going along. One final update, we're really almost sold out already. We've sold hundreds and hundreds of cases. Luckily, it's not all gone yet, and at this point, I feel it's been fair. Everybody's had a shot, but Mott, link it up one more time. The Vaniac Cab, if you'd like to purchase it, you can read all about it here. You can do the whole 9. So that's that. Today, we're going to continue with the under $13 theme. I'm going to talk about that in 1 second, but I've got a pretty big-time announcement to make. First, I'll make a little big-time announcement, and then a real big-time announcement. The little big-time announcement is we're almost sold out of our super tasting tickets, and if you haven't been to our super tasting, you are missing out. So, Mott, link time again. We're going to put you to work today, and it's late. The episode's going to get out at 9 p.m. Eastern. Put it down there. If you'd like to go to super tasting, there's a link down below. You can read all about it. It is a big-time event. All the proceeds go to charities. It is awesome stuff. Mott even likes it. Pretty tough. And now a very big announcement. We were on Conan on national television, and now we're making our second. You like that, right? 2. Second appearance on national television. So set your TiVos and your DVRs, because next Tuesday, a week from today, on the Ellen DeGeneres show, the Vaniac Nation is going to storm it. I'm going to try to represent for you guys, and we're going to have a good time with Ellen. I'm a huge fan, so I'm super pumped about that. It should be an absolutely tremendous segment. Daytime, so a lot of people are going to miss it, but the CKCs can actually probably see it. A lot of other people can see it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Mott's going to see it. That's pretty rad, actually. You are going to see it.
Come in at 1.
I know. He does come in at 1. So there we go. And that's right. She's 11 Eastern now, 11 a.m. on the East Coast. Heartland 2006 Stickleback White. This is an $8 wine from Australia. It is 52% Chardonnay, 32% Verdeo, awesome grape, and 16% Semillon. Very clean, crisp wine. It's supposed to be 8 bones. It's got 52% chard, so that's probably the backbone of the structure. The Verdeo is going to give it a tremendous aromatic complexity, and the Semillon is oily and interesting, so I'm excited about this. Let's see what this has. It's got not too much color. It's a little bit of a lighter style, little dip there for no reason. Let's give it a little bit of a sniffy sniff. 12.5 alcohol content, very light. Very citrus-esque on the nose. I get a little bit of a lime zest. I'm also getting a little bit of a tangerine component. And even, believe it or not, which is really making this quite interesting to me, almost like a suntan lotion component that has a coconut scent. I'm a big fan of the coconuts. You make it a little bit of a suntan. It's multi-dimensional. You know, it smells good and it protects you from the evil sun. And that's what's coming through as well. So I get the tan lotion, a little bit of the tangerine, and a lemon. No, a little bit of lime. It's more lime. Lime on the nose. Really nice aromatic white wine. Let's give it a whirl. Zingy and zesty. This is Z squared at its finest. I actually like this a lot. I'm a big fan of Coca-Cola with lemon and lime, and especially when I put so much lemon and lime in it that I almost don't even taste the Coca-Cola. That's what kind of reminds me of out here. This is almost a Sprite-esque kind of wine. It's extremely zingy. It's got some great body structure. The coconut thing is coming through as well in this, which is extremely unusual, but very obvious. I get a coconut milk aspect. I get a lime aspect. Lemons as well. It's got a very pretty acidic backbone. Really long finish. Still tasting the wine. This is well worth $8. This is an absolutely refreshing beverage and a wine that I would highly recommend. You can absolutely have this with fish. Shrimp cocktail comes to mind. Oysters. This is a wine that I think would pair well with a lot of light fares. And what's really interesting to me is this is an out-and-out steal. $8. This is extremely enjoyable. I think about all the junk that's in the market at this price point. I give them major kudos on this wine. This is very nice. And I'm drinking this warm. And the reason I drink white wines warm is I feel you get a lot more flavor. I think the cold really hides the flaws, a la like a cold beer when people don't like the flavor of beer. I can imagine this being even more delightful, chilled for the masses who like white wine chilled. I like this a lot, and I'm going back to it again because I cannot believe that there is such a true core of coconut in this wine. I've hardly ever come across that before. That's really cool. A tremendous start to the show. And it's too bad I'm not scoring wines this week because, you know what? This might have been a 90-pointer for $8 and people would have went wild. Just wild. And the free code is still working, the Sasha code. People are going nuts on that. Could have been good. Anyway, A to Z, 2006 Pinot Gris from Oregon, $11 US. 11 from Oregon. Whoa, this is a sign. Do you know who's an 11 from Oregon? Do you guys know who an 11 from Oregon is? A lot of people are going to be guessing right now. There is a New York Jet quarterback named Kellen Clemens, who may even start this week, who wears number 11 and went to the University of Oregon. So, I have to admit, this is very interesting. Ravens fans, beware. Big game in Baltimore this weekend. I'm getting nervous already. Really nice color. And, you know, a little cloudier than the last wine. Let's give it a little bit of a sniffy sniff. I'm getting a blue flint stone kind of component, little stone action coming on in the nose. I'm getting, I also get a little bit of a baked potato kind of component on this nose. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, little blue stone mixed in with a little baked potato. Let's give it a whirl. Gotta love Pinot Gris when it's done right. This shows maturity above its years, a composure in the pocket under pressure. It shows the ability to be a superstar, a steal in the second round. This is Kellen Clemens. This is a complex wine. It's nice. It's fruity. Without the jokes about the Jets and the backup quarterbacks, this is actually a very strong wine. This is an immensely popular brand in both the Pinot Gris and the Pinot Noir. Many people have asked me to try this, so I'm happy to finally put it on the show. 2006 is showing extremely well. This is just a consistent wine. I'm very impressed that A to Z is able to continuously put out wines like this at this price point. This is very fresh and clean. It blows away most of the Pinot Grigios from Italy, anywhere close to the price point. It's got a little bit of a melon, a cantaloupe flavor that I'm enjoying quite a bit. Almost like cantaloupe with like buttered, like almost like the buttered popcorn, like fake butter that you put on. Almost like a cantaloupe with a little bit of that, because there's a little bit of a buttery kind of component on the lingering finish of this wine. What I think makes this wine so intriguing to me on the overall gist of it is there's a slight dancing kiwi flavor on this wine, which I find so attractive. Kiwis are delicious. And you know, you see them sometimes in New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs and other places. It's very ironic and interesting to me that it's coming through so subtly on this wine, while it still has a real, almost stony, fresh ocean component to it. It's a really nice wine. Believe it or not, at the end of the day, I would drink the Heartland Stickleback over this because I just am enamored with that wine right now. But this is also a very solid bottle of wine. I'm pretty impressed. 11 bones. Once again, 2 white wines easily showing there are enormous values out there. You don't have to spend $1 billion to get a good bottle of wine, and more importantly, you don't even have to spend $20 to get a good bottle of wine. $15. I mean, there are so many values out there. We've done a lot on the show. A lot of them we've panned, but this show's shaping up pretty good. Yesterday, we panned 3 out of 4, didn't we? So, I don't know. Today, it's starting off a little bit better. And finally, maybe the most requested wine I've had to put on the show in a billion years. The Bogle, 2005 Pinot Noir, $12 US. And everybody's asking me to try this, so I'm kind of excited about trying this because a couple of the viewers that I really respect have told me it's sensational, really solid, they really like it. So Bogle is a winery I have just complete admiration for. They continue to pump out under $15 high quality wines. They're really just have really been very impressive. This is their Pinot Noir. Pinot Noirs are extremely hot, as we all know, since Sideways told them to be hot. And let's give this a whirl. Pretty light color for a Pinot. A little bit lighter than I'd like to see, but not bad color. Let's give it a little bit of a sniffy sniff. Almost like a eucalyptus menthol kind of component that strikes you right away. There's some secondary cherry on the nose, which I like, but kind of weird. Very eucalyptic on the nose. Let's give it a whirl. Very interesting. Let's give it a whirl. Not atrocious, but not good. This is a pretty thin Pinot Noir effort, kind of basic. There's some sort of cream cheese creaminess going on the finish. I find it very thin. You know, I treat wines like people. I find this wine distracted. I don't know what that even means, but I felt like saying it. It's a wine that lacks a focus. It's got some cherries and some strawberries bouncing around. there's a very eucalyptic, medicine-y kind of like, you know, doctor's office component flavor going on in this wine that I'm not so sure I'm appreciating that flavor. Maybe some people like it more than I do. It tastes like Pinot Noir. So that's the nice thing I can say about this wine. All in all, it lacks really anything that makes me excited about it. There's a lot of Vin de País Pinot Noirs from France that you can spend $8-9 for that taste exactly like this. It's somewhat vibrant, but off balance. I've had Pinots from the inexpensive Australian producers like Alice White and Yellowtail and Little Penguin that really taste like this for $6-7. So I'm gonna give this wine a major pass. Let's throw up 4. Now let's make it 8. 8 Z's on this one. I just don't see really a reason for purchasing this wine. I'm really kind of perplexed by how many people have actually liked it. Maybe I'm in the wrong. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I'm liking this inexpensive, good value deals mode show kind of thing we're kind of doing. Having a lot of fun with it. Other than that, not too much. Looking to crank out some shows this tomorrow because I'm heading out to LA the following day, and it's going to be a long week, and then Ellen, and lots going on. Question of the day. I'm getting nosy time again a little bit. Just wondering about drinking habits. What are the last 2 wines that you drank? I'm curious. Because you, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, whether they like it or not.